Singapore reported its first 2 deaths from COVID-19 this morning, a 75-year-old Singaporean woman and a 64-year-old Indonesian man.
COVID-19 has killed hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. But there's one group that's clearly the most vulnerable to this virus.
Singapore has confirmed its 5th death. The 86-year-old Singaporean woman.
Almost all its victims in Singapore are age 60 or above.
当时很突然，也不知道该怎么办。
Since the circuit breaker measures were announced, community clubs, senior activity centres, active aging hubs, and volunteer programs for elder care have all been suspended. How are our elderly coping?
"我想特别对年长的新加坡人说几句话，请你一定要明白，我们请你别出门，是为了你的健康。年长人士对病毒的抵抗力比较弱，如果我们不幸染上冠病，死亡的几率会比年轻人高出许多。所以，我促请各位留在家，不要出门。"
89-year-old Sit Siu Lan has worked at the People's Bible Church for the last 10 years. She is one of over 560,000 Singaporeans over the age of 65 who is at greater risk from the effects of COVID-19.
他们讲叫我们小心哦，没有啊，没有人出门啊，马路上静静。
Since the circuit breaker measures kicked in, she has remained alone within the compound.
不出呢，他们牧师都没有来。本来今天星期天我们很热闹嘛，今天没有。以前他们有读书，也早上有另外一个人收了。 这几天他们没有来，我就走了。因为现在没有小孩没有读书吗？肯定啊，人没有读书，没有人来崇拜。
Church activities have been suspended, and her 4 children have been unable to visit her.
本来没有这个事情，我星期二有 休息，女儿会再去走走。现在这2个星期也没有出去。
In 1994, Madam Seat discovered blood in her urine and was diagnosed with bladder cancer.
一直拜神拜神拜神，后尾瞓覺了咯。割了這個就去信主了，沒有拜拜了。
Although Madam Seat has recovered from her operation, her health remains vulnerable to the virus. But her faith keeps her going despite the outbreak.
你感謝主，我們身體還可以做，沒事。
Every morning, I would go to markets like Tiong Bahru or supermarket to do some shopping. And sometimes I would have breakfast with friends.
Normally weekends on Saturday, Sunday, it's quite crowded. Most tables are filled with people. But now, because of the circuit breaker, many people are staying home. You never know, it could be somebody who could be infected and he's walking around.
Retired bookstore manager Thomas Tan and his wife have been together for 41 years. Every week, they look forward to visits by their 2 adult children and their families. But the visits have now stopped.
It's quite different because at least the previous situation, you know what is really going to happen, how serious it is. This pandemic, a lot of unknown. Even during SARS, we still were able to move around. I suppose I'm one of the lucky ones. My children calls up quite frequently, and then we video talk. So we see each other at least 2 times a week. Hello, girl. What are you doing now? No computer work. Computer work. What about you, girl? Kelly, Mei, what are you doing now?
This is the coronavirus.
Nice. You colored it, Kaylan? Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. They're all starting from home. The boy likes to draw. In fact, the girl also. I'm concerned we don't go out. Only time we go out is to supermarket and to the market. The only thing I miss is going to hawker centers.
But for the unlucky ones, the social distancing restrictions can have devastating effects.
I suppose it's out of frustration, out of loneliness. I think quite a number of oldies are staying on their own and they are lonely. So can you imagine being locked up in a flat, just 4 walls around you? So they have to come out.
Madam Ng is a retired teacher turned entrepreneur. For the past 3 years, she has been offering a home cooking experience with ingredients straight from her garden.
One kind house, my son started like a 21st century community kampong. I just do teaching cooking. But now it's not so it's not teaching cooking.
Madam Ng lives with her elder son and her 2 grandchildren, Dylan and Ava.
We can go out to buy essential things, but for me, I don't go out to buy. My son, my grandchildren, they will buy for me. It's for our sake, it's to be safe. As the older generation, we are more vulnerable.
About 14% of Singapore's resident population is aged 65 and over. But they make up 87% of the COVID-related deaths in Singapore, one of the highest death rates among seniors in the world. But what's worrying is the impact of the circuit breaker on their mental and physical health.
You're staying alone, you'll be lonely, of course.
Singapore has recorded its 10th death from COVID-19 today, a 70-year-old Singaporean man. He is case 128 from the Safra Jurong cluster.
Retired teacher Sahat Hassan is one of the 58,000 Singapore residents who live alone. Estranged from his family, Sahat has been alone since his wife died 3 years ago.
Life is such that when she has to go outdoors, I cannot be sad. I will take it easily. Hopefully I'm okay.
Sahat is one of the beneficiaries of the Lions Befrienders program. Before the outbreak, he looked forward to a home visit by a volunteer every week.
They are the one that looking after me. Talk to them, be happy. At least someone is visiting me and chit-chat with me. That is good.
But the circuit breaker measures have put a stop to that.
Of course, I'm a bit worried also. When things happen like this, they really got to take care. People like me also, maybe that happen.
For Madam Seat, this time alone has allowed her to continue an old hobby.
有这个东西做，精神在这边，有时看到自己做的这样美也很开心啊。我一次一次这样做，小熊做这样。
With the church empty, there's little to do for the 89-year-old caretaker. Instead, she has begun to complete the sewing projects that she started many years ago.
OK， 好了。我有的这个布，1980几年做到现在了。80几年就人家给的我的布，人家都死掉了。我做这些2岁了，我的儿子出了，过2天刚刚也生日给他，还有这3个 pocket 还没做。我心情，你心情。不闷，很忙啊。我要想做这个东西很忙啊。
Despite Singapore's circuit breaker regulations, infection rates continue to rise. And 2 weeks after the rules were put in place, it reaches a terrifying peak.
Singapore has reported a record 1,426 new COVID-19 cases, the first time daily figures have exceeded 1,000.
Many of Singapore's seniors must stay behind closed doors. But to prevent the need for hot and nutritious food from forcing the vulnerable out and about, the younger generations of Singaporeans are stepping up to support their pioneers.
We are distributing foods to all the elderlies, especially for those one-room rented flat.
Restaurant owner Lin Sim and her friends have started a crowdfunding campaign to raise funds for underprivileged seniors.
These are volunteers and some of them are our staff helping out to pack the food here.
They've raised more than $100,000 online in less than 24 hours. The donations will provide complete daily meals for 750 needy elderly in rental flats until the end of the circuit breaker.
They are saying that thank you for distributing the food here.
We realized that we are not only serving food to fill their stomach, we are just providing some consolence to them, and showing them that they are not alone, they got us.
Lin's initiative is also helping to hire seniors whose lives have been impacted by the circuit breaker.
I 以前在那个五星街酒店做主厨的，现在因为这个疫情的关系，所以现在失去工作。我的朋友介绍我来这里帮忙煮给老人吃的。我们都煮的东西都少盐、少盐、少油。我现在年纪大了，我都要出来做工，因为如果不做呢，我是好像比较老人痴呆症这样，要活动这样。
其实那些老人家一个人在家里很孤单，这里有空的话可以打电话跟他们聊天，我们会很开心。我很多的老朋友是厨师，我们也因为疫情失了工作，现在有很多都在这里帮忙。我们以前老朋友可以在这里一起工作，我也觉得很开心。
2 weeks after Singapore shuts its borders and workplaces to stop the spread of COVID-19, cases in Singapore crossed the 10,000 mark. Another death brings the toll to 12 dead. All of them are over the age of 60. The vulnerability of Singapore's seniors has been a talking point for weeks. So for Thomas Tan, the extension of the circuit breaker is welcomed news.
Suppose most of us were quite relieved that they extended it because those who are unknowingly infected are still around and mixing with the crowd. So the only thing you can say is try and find something to do, but what?
In the past, I don't really have much time. Now I have a lot of time. The Tai Chi exercises, walking are all in the morning. I do miss going for my Tai Chi exercises at East Coast Park during weekends, having dinners with some of my friends. If not, I stay 24 hours at home.
Stuck in his home, the retired bookstore manager has started tinkering with his mobile apps and making videos.
I'm being taught how to use TikTok, which I have not used before. I was trying to use TikTok and I did film once. I'm watching my video, my dance practice. The grandchildren may not find it amusing to watch.
Richard duduk.
Hello, Mr. Richard. Hey, I take off my mask.
Nice to see you.
Richard is part of Lions Befrienders, a charity that buddies up volunteers with seniors who live on their own. Lions Befrienders supports over 6,000 elders as part of their friendship program. But unable to visit Sahat, Richard has been using video calls to keep in contact throughout the circuit breaker.
Okay lah, so you go riding bicycle, what time you go?
Normally in the morning lah. Yeah.
Evening
in the morning. But sometimes in the afternoon. But the mask also.
You wear your helmet and mask?
Yeah, together.
Be careful
Thank you.
Make sure you don't ride to Bedok Jetty, you know.
No more lah. Because to wait until end of June. Yes, I'm very happy. He always call me. So it's just like a friend already. It's not big friend, but he's already my friend.
With school suspended and her grandkids now stuck at home, Madam Ng is using their time together to show them how to grow vegetables and cook them.
Because recently we have a lot of vegetables growing, so we harvested it. Then I was thinking, why not we do some cook and then put it on Facebook. Some people might not want to buy hawker food, they might want to buy home cooked food.
Must cook with anything you have in your fridge and garden.
In your fridge and garden.
So you see here, this is your home page.
In turn, her grandchildren are teaching her how to use social media to stay connected to her customers, friends, and family.
My granddaughters tell me to look down all this Instagram, Facebook. So slowly we learn. So this is a time when we have to learn from them. They are at home, so it's easier. When they're in school, it's harder to get them to teach you that.
Faster.
Oh, faster. Why so fast?
You have to tap very fast.
Oh, yeah. The white star. Quite hard.
Yeah.
As the circuit breaker measures are extended and tightened, On the Red Dot can no longer continue to film our seniors in person. But we called each of them to find out how they're coping.
没什么了，还是电话有来往，没什么。不过现在有电话啦，因为很快就知道。以前没有电脑，没有电话，知道没有这样快。知道快，现在好像一个人死也知道，两个人死也知道。哎呀，以前呢，有什么事情日本打仗那个不可以写信，不可以什么。现在我知道啊，大便都要拍照。
Now I have more quality time with my wife. In the past, it's only weekends or in the evenings. First thing I want to do is to go and get my grandchildren. Yes, that's the first thing. My grandchildren be together. So you need to spend time when they are young, develop a good relationship with them.
The other day we had my father's death anniversary, so we had cooking his favorite dish. Each one of us will cook, and then we show it on the phone, and I take photo, and we laugh at it. But this might go away, right? Eventually, if I don't know how long, but life must go on, right?
I wanna run, be a teacher.
On the Red Dot collected some vlogs of other elderly in Singapore.
这病毒好了，平安了，我讲大家我女儿儿子终于在一起，欢欢喜喜的又想要去出国游玩了。
Circuit breaker has indeed been a necessity for me now. I find that I have learned how to use WhatsApp conference calls. I've also learned Zoom video conference calls for my exercises.
Whenever I want to go to a supermarket in a shopping center, I have to apply the QR code, so it's a little difficult for me, you know. But overall, I know for the safety of everyone, it's all right. I'll get used to it.